The American Civil War 1861 to 1865 is most often remembered as a conflict between the Union and the Confederacy, fought over slavery, states' rights, and the future of the United States. However, one group often overlooked in this narrative is the Native American population. Far from being passive observers, many Native American tribes were deeply affected by the war and even participated in it. Their involvement was shaped by geography, past treaties, political promises, and their own strategic goals for survival and sovereignty. Divided loyalties. Much like the border states, Native American nations were internally divided during the Civil War. Some sided with the Union, others with the Confederacy, and many tried to stay neutral. Their decisions were influenced by a complex mix of factors, including previous alliances, distrust of the federal government, and hopes of securing their land and autonomy. In the Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, several tribes including the Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Seminole had been forcibly relocated from their ancestral homelands in the southeast during the 1830s under the Indian Removal Act. By the time the Civil War began, these nations were still recovering from the trauma of the Trail of Tears. When federal troops pulled out of the Indian Territory early in the war, the Confederacy saw an opportunity and moved quickly to gain support from Native leaders. Confederate alliances. The Confederacy offered the 5 civilized tribes, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole, promises of sovereignty, representation in the Confederate Congress, and protection of tribal lands. Some tribal leaders, like Stand Watie of the Cherokee Nation, saw these offers as a better alternative than the broken promises of the U.S. government. Stand Watie became the highest-ranking Native American officer in the Civil War and led a Confederate Cherokee cavalry regiment. He was a skilled leader who conducted raids, disrupted Union supply lines, and held out longer than most. He was the last Confederate general to surrender, on June 23, 1865. Other tribes, such as the Choctaw and Chickasaw, also officially aligned with the Confederacy, hoping to maintain their independence and influence. However, this alignment often deepened internal divisions, leading to civil strife within the tribes themselves. Union support and Native resistance. Not all Native Americans supported the Confederacy. The Creek leader Opethleahola, for example, led a group of Union loyalists, including Creek, Seminole, and African American freedmen, who refused to join the Confederacy. He and his followers fled northward in a harrowing journey known as the Trail of Blood on Ice, during which many died from exposure, starvation, and attacks by pro-Confederate forces. Some Native tribes in the North and West also supported the Union, either by enlisting in the Union Army or by defending their own territories against Confederate incursion. However, others remained wary of involvement, fearing that no matter who won, Native sovereignty would continue to be eroded. Life during and after the war. For Native Americans, the Civil War added yet another layer of hardship to their already precarious existence. Those who fought often lacked supplies, recognition, or equal treatment compared to white soldiers. In Indian Territory, the war brought widespread devastation. Towns were burned, crops were destroyed, and thousands were displaced. After the war, many Native tribes paid a high price for their alliances. Even those who had supported the Union were subjected to punitive new treaties that required them to give up more land, accept railroads through their territory, or free their slaves. Many tribes, especially the 5 civilized tribes, had adopted the Southern practice of slavery. Tribal sovereignty was weakened further, and the U.S. government used the post-war period to increase control over Native lands. Legacy and significance. The Civil War was a turning point for Native Americans, not because it brought about justice or recognition, but because it deepened the pressures they faced from the expanding United States. Despite their service and sacrifices on both sides, Native Americans continued to be marginalized in the post-war nation. Yet their participation in the Civil War is a testament to their agency, resilience, and strategic thinking. Native leaders made difficult choices in a chaotic time, trying to secure the best possible future for their people. Their role in the Civil War is an important chapter in American history that deserves greater recognition.